yes, everyone. Thank you, Abisola. Thank you, Funky721. Thank you, Akin Olaf World. Thank you, Akon Joe of the World. Thank you for joining. Padri Popola, thank you for joining. Appreciate you. Thank you for joining. Can we start by taking questions today? I feel we should take questions. If you have any question or you want to come live to ask a question, I'll be available to accept. Somebody is trying to reach out. Good afternoon. Debola Labodi, thank you for joining. Can we please tell some people to join? Can we tell your friends? We're talking about drama free today, and I want it to be very, very practical. I discovered this anger issue has become a thing of pain and problems to a lot of families. I had to have a counseling session with a client, and what anger has done to their marriage is terrible. Anger is one word short of danger. Anger is not bad if it's expressed properly. There's a dimension of anger that comes from God. God is angry with sinner every day. It means that God can be angry, and when God is angry, his own anger is not emotional, it's not sentimental, it's not egocentric. It is constructive. It is constructive. God's anger is constructive. Can I talk about the root of anger today? Because a lot of people have that issue. I've seen people that are so gifted and yet they have issues with anger. When they get angry, it's like, they're going to turn the whole world upside down. And sometimes they're not even in control. It's a different thing when anger comes to you and you're able to repress it and stop it and just calm it down. But many people can't even handle the venom that comes from them when they are angry. They can't even believe that they are the one that behaves like that until probably their video is recorded or their voice are recorded and they're like, are you sure? I'm sure you've seen people where you are trying to resolve conflict and the wife will say, my husband said this, and the husband will say, when did I say it? And you that is an umpire that is listening to them will say, I heard you say she's something, something, something. So what I'm saying is, when we are people that get deeply angry, there's a root to that. There's a foundation for that. And I believe that if I have a nickname, trace it. If you can't trace it, you cannot embrace it. If you cannot embrace it, you cannot. Good afternoon, Adebola Olabode, good morning. Oh, good morning. I'm sure it's morning at your end. Good morning. So the truth is, every adult that gets angry, the root of anger is what we're looking at today. Children get angry, they throw tantrums, hit everything, hit the table, rock the chairs, and do a lot of things when they're angry. And sometimes parents don't even know how to manage or temper such personality that brings a lot of anger. And because they are not able to manage it, or they are not able to control it, or they are not able to caution their children, it becomes a terrible thing when they become an adult. Because a child today is an adult tomorrow. So we're going to start looking at the root of anger in every one of us. Number one, unmet expectations. It starts when we're growing up. Probably you wanted something and they're not giving it to you, and you feel the next thing is to blow it off and just react and blast out. Now, when you blast out like that, you are trying to express your displeasure over a need that is not met. Thank you. That is not met. And when that happens, and it is anger you are using to communicate unmet needs, it can end up becomes extremely toxic and, of course, chaotic. So when you are getting angry, or when you are angry with someone that is not meeting your needs emotionally, it could be physical need. Maybe you wanted chocolate, you wanted bread, you want something, and the person is not giving it to you. And the next thing is, boom, you are reacting, you are getting angry because your needs are not met. So what we are saying is one of the roots of anger is unmet need. Number two is unhealed wound. Mm. When you are betrayed, when you are hurting, when you are from a family that is dysfunctional, an old betrayer is still bleeding. When you are betrayed and the wound of that betrayal is still bleeding, you have not been healed, you have not opened up to anyone, you have not vented it, you have not shared your thoughts in that area with no one, you kept bottling it up, and before you know it, you explode and you just blast out. So when your wounds are not healed, how do we heal our emotional wounds? We go to therapy. Okay, let me start by saying we go to God. We go to God. There is nobody here, and here it's clearly. There is no one that would come out well in life without the dimension of divinity. I'm not saying that you don't have to put effort, but the foundation is God. The God factor cannot be ruled out. I've said it over and over and over and over again, talking like a broken record. The truth is, you just have to connect to God. I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking about going to church. I'm not talking about, wearing garments to church. No, I'm talking about having a relationship with your creator, giving your life to Christ, telling him to take charge of your life. If you have not done that, please do it now. There's a knock at the door of your heart. He said, behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone opens the door, I will come in and sup with him. You want to invite him to your life. The only prince that brings peace is the prince of peace. Let me say it again. The only prince that brings peace is the prince of peace. Christ in you is the hope of glory. Christ in you is the hope of healing. Christ in you is the hope of needs that will be met. The only person that can meet your need is your creator. Can I be honest with you? Your wife, your husband cannot fully meet your emotional needs. It is impossible. That person you are looking up to, that's your husband, that's your wife, your parent, they are human. They don't have the capacity to meet your need totally. So if you want your needs met, come to Christ. You know how that is when you have not gotten what you wanted, but your heart is assured. Your spirit is calm. You are too sure that it will come. Job 14:14, he said, if a man dies, will he live again? In the days of my appointed time, I will wait till my change comes. And his change came. Everything that was lost came back to him. He was totally restored. He was totally compensated. Everything came back to an extent that it was like, wow, Job has become a pure message of God, proving himself as a restorer, as a giver, as faithful, as not unfaithful, not unjust. He's faithful and is just. God is the only one that can meet your needs. Then when your wounds are not healed, then you get angry because you have been betrayed, you have been wounded, somebody had done something to you that is beyond human comprehension. When I listen to people's stories, sometimes I actually cry with them in therapy. It's like, so sorry, so sorry. I really apologize for the person, because you look at the life of people that have been betrayed. Somebody gave everything to you, trusted you with her voice, with her attitude, with her everything, trusted you. And that trust was smashed, was broken. And it's like it is not fair. This is not nice. And before you know it, you start bottling up the anger. Please let it go. Unforgiveness is like drinking poison thinking someone else will die. Honestly, you are the one on a suicide mission. Forgiveness is a gift you give to someone, to you, yourself, not even your friend. Let me say it again. Forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself, not the offender. You are giving yourself a gift of sanity when you forgive. when unexpressed needs are not met. Now, somebody said, you are longing for love. I want you to love me. I want you to care for me. And you become Mrs. Fix It. You are not comfortable in your own life until somebody validates you, somebody honors you, somebody worships you, somebody, speaks well of you. That's where you feel special. You have issues. You have anger problem. You have anger issue. Deal with it. Now, the only place that is safe in dealing with your repressed anger, unmet expectation, unhealed wound is when you sit down in therapy. There is no way you will be free from any form of anger without, first of all, connecting to your creator. But because I'm talking about the root of anger today, listen, if you are from a dysfunctional home, your daddy gets angry easily, your mommy express everything in anger, there's a dimension of physical, verbal, emotional, psychological abuse when you're growing up. While growing up, going through all of that makes you an angry child. Now, that anger does not end with you, it transcends to your children and to your grandchildren. Can you imagine a grandmother that has anger problem? Now, you have to raise your grandchildren. What are you going to do? Unconsciously, you are transferring that same venom to your generation, meaning to your grandchildren. I know it can be very, very overwhelming, especially in a system where which you are so much is expected of you. The standard is high. You are just there for people to see as a small g God, as a perfect being. Let me put it that way. They see you as a perfect being. So to really, really express yourself and show that you are not comfortable with this, you are not contented with this kind of attitude or something that somebody did to you, it's like, too much is given. Let me just not say anything so that they won't see me as bad. Repressed anger is a time bomb. If you don't express it with your parents, or with anybody that hurts you, somebody will come and receive the lashes. And that is the person you said you love. That's where the pain is. It's somebody you said, the person you told that I love you, I care for you, and this, that, and that. That is the person that will suffer the consequences of that anger, which is dramatic in your life. So the best thing is to put yourself together and go and rest in therapy. I said God, then I said therapy. And let me explain therapy in the content of the red. If you have a red letter Bible, you will see what when Jesus said in Matthew 12:43-45. He said, when an unclean spirit goes out of a man, he walks through dry places seeking rest and findeth not. I said, let me come back and check. Let me explain that unclean spirit. Before you became born again, you are possessed, spirit, soul, and body. You are immersed in any form of vices, sex, anger, lies, stealing, hypocrisy, double character, all sorts. The unclean spirit is inside of you. Before, all of us had it before we gave our lives to Christ. After giving your life to Christ, now the unclean spirit, boom, goes out. That's why you see the things I used to do, I do them no more. The things I used to do, I do them no more. You are so excited. You have this euphoria of, oh, I'm a new creature. If anyone is in Christ, is a new creature. All things have passed away. You're just basking. You have a boyfriend, you let them go. You used to lie, you said the truth. You are persecuted, you are crying. You are very, very excited. You are so emotional about your new life, which is amazing, awesome, clean. And you continue like that. Now, Jesus said, when that is red letter Bible, go and read Matthew 12:43-45. He now said, I'm explaining why therapy, I'm explaining why being dramatic, having anger, and you have to take that anger to a place of healing, to therapy. Africans, We don't say anything about therapy. We don't get into therapy. We don't discuss therapy. We thought it's not spiritual or it's not biblical. And that's why I'm giving you from the scriptures now that therapy, Jesus said it himself. And I'll show you. He now said when he comes back, he said if he comes back and find the place swept, wet, and garnished, he will go back. Now, every one of us, children raised from dysfunctional home, unmet expectations, unhealed wounds, sits in all of our souls. Our spirit is clean, is clear. When the unclean spirit now comes to check and see that, wow, this place is clean at the point of Calvary, at the point of I gave my life to Christ, everything just starts to be new, 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 new. You go preach, you tell everybody about Christ, you're just on point. And something happened one day. Maybe, I'm just giving you an example. You were somewhere and somebody said something and it triggered you and you fought the person physically. And somehow in fellowship, where you felt you are safe, that person said the same thing. What? You will be shocked that the same wave of anger that came to you at the time you fought the person that said something to you comes again. Like it's like a flood that flooded your mind, your soul, and you wanted to do the same thing you did at the time you were not a believer. Wow. And some could not even caution themselves. They go all the way. Or you are used to sleeping around. You have sexual problem before you gave your life to Christ. And as soon as you gave your life to Christ, the unclean spirit has gone out of you. You don't have that passion again. Everything is okay. You are good to go. And one day you just went somewhere and you saw a lady, maybe you slept overnight, and you saw a lady that slept carelessly, loosely. And before you knew it, the thoughts and the wave of that experience you had when you were unbeliever, when you did not know Christ, that you were even a rapist, the whole wave just come. As a matter of fact, throughout that night, you struggled to see the day and run out. And sincerely, the thoughts did not leave you. I'm sure some things is resonating with some people here today. Nothing again. Boom. What is this? You fought it, you try to bind it, you try to lose it. You are nothing, you are just webbed. You are, it's like you are in a web. You are trapped. And that's the word I'm looking for. You are trapped in that thought. What do I do? What's going on? You know what Jesus said? He said in Matthew 12:43-45, he said, when an unclean spirit goes out of a man, he walks through dry places, seeking rest and find it. I said, let me come and check. By the time he comes to check, what is he expecting? He's expected you to have gone to therapy or to have spoken to someone about your whole history. How you were a rapist, how you were a fighter, how you were an angry person, how you have led your life before you came to Christ. Now, when those thoughts begins to haunt you, you are trapped in that thought because you have had someone you've shared your life with that knows what you have been through growing up, that understood the fact that you were a rapist before you came to Christ. That thought that has become a haunting spirit or a haunting shadow or has become a pressure to your soul, what happens? You can easily tell the person, you know what? For the past 1 week, I actually went to a family friend's house and I saw this lady that slept carelessly. And since then, I've been struggling. Or, you know what happened today? Things that what that person said to me that day, that we beat each other. I can even show you the mark, the scar on my body. Look at it now. I'm feeling like going back to do this. I felt like doing the same thing I did. I actually almost did it, or I did it. Now, because you have opened up to tell that person, meaning that as unclean spirit has gone out of you, it came to check. Those two examples I gave is coming to check. It's coming to show its ugly head. But the solution is you are as sick as your secret. As sick as your secret. The moment he comes back and see that when I was tempted to beat, when I was tempted to rape with my old lifestyle, I've told somebody, I've spoken to my therapist, I've spoken to my doctor, I've spoken to someone. Ah, you will just ease and go, because there's no secret. You are not hiding anything. No hiding. No masking. No cover up. But if you notice that you are not in therapy, that place needs accountability. Your therapist is your accountability person. Is someone that you are careless with, you are vulnerable to, you say things to, and the person does not even see you as evil, as bad, or as not nasty. The person sees you as someone that is crying for help, solution. So when it goes back, it will just ease and go and say, no, this is not nice. This person is guarded. This person is covered. This person is protected. Your therapist is your cover, is your protector, is the one that preserve your walk with God. The Holy Spirit is there. But because sometimes, because we are from a dysfunctional home, we don't trust. It's difficult to trust like that. The person of the Holy Spirit you don't see, but the person you see, which is your counselor, your therapist. I want to use the word pastor, but most pastors are not counselors. Most pastors are not therapists. A therapist is someone that knows your weaknesses, knows your frailty, still believes in you till you are total, till you are complete, until you have become a man or a strong man, dynamic. They take you like baby steps. You know, you're trying to crawl, then you walk, you fall, you walk, you fall, you walk. Now you are standing. Wow. You are excited. That is the work of a therapist. I've seen a lot of, I'm bringing a lot of things out to this space, loaded but wounded, and all of that. And we're going to start breaking things down. If we don't break them down, we're just going to be like a believer that is not decent enough to be called a child of God, because we all have our struggles. We all have things that has been dealing with us. We have things that has crushed us. We have family scripts that is saying, don't cry, don't talk, be strong, be tough. They help you to bury your emotions until it now sits there and become rageaholic personality. And that's why if anybody is not whispering anything to you today, I'll soon be out of this place. I don't want it to be long. I want it to be short, but I want it to make impact in your conscious and your subconscious soul. You gently hear this whisper, go to therapy. For the first time in your life as a person, say everything you are hiding to your therapist. Say it. Just say it. Just say it. And make sure it's a safe place. I've seen people that's why I don't want to say pastor. I've seen shepherds supposedly that when you open your inner soul, inner pain, your inner life to them, they will take advantage of it. They will use it to mock you. They will say things that you've shared with them in secret, and it becomes another layer of pain, another layer of burden, another layer of unmet needs. One thing that must happen to you in therapy is you must be safe. You must know you are safe. And when your needs are not met, that's why you become dramatic, anger, the negative one. The root is there. Of course, some angers are buried in shouting, yelling, keeping silence, and of course, being sarcastic. Sarcasm is deep in drama. Have you met people that are very sarcastic? They just talk, they talk with the other mouth. I don't know how to put it, but it's sarcasm. And it's all of these things are seated in anger. And people that are angry, hmm, they are very dramatic. But anger is not bad. God gets angry, but the anger of God is not sentimental, it's not emotional, it's not from the place of wound. It's just. He got angry and destroyed Sodom. He got angry and he kills people. As Pharaoh, his horses and his riders, they were thrown into the sea because of his anger. But that anger is justified. That is, God's anger is not toxic, it's not abusive, it's not from reactions. No, God's anger is constructive. As a matter of fact, one day I stumbled at the scriptures that says that he made sure that their cup was full. And when their cup was full, he now gave it to them. Meaning that he gave them a long rope to pull. And that's the dimension of divinity. Deal with your anger. Because listen, some people have lost the person they profess to love because of anger. And some people, when they are angry, they don't have a bridle in their tongue. Their tongue is full of venom. It's acidic. If you are like that, heal. Go to your therapist. Send me a DM. Send me a message. Let's walk the walk of your healing together. Don't die being a toxic person. It shows in your old age. It shows in your skin. It shows in your productivity. Your skin is keeping the scars. We weep through our skin. When you are wounded in your soul and you are a person that brings it out with so much anger, one thing is sure, be expecting some diseases, probably that is terminal. I've handled 5 different women that are dealing with cancer now, and the root cause is anger that is repressed because they were in a toxic marriage. Don't allow your destiny to be truncated because of anger. Don't be sick in your old age because of anger. That's my strong advice today. Drama free part 3 is coming. We're still going to continue with anger. We want to see, we have talked about the root of anger today, family dysfunction. And of course, anger kills your relationship, kills it because the person relating with you is not safe. They are working on eggshell. Are you a person that everybody around you just have to be careful? I don't know what to say. I don't know what not to say. I don't know how he's going to take it. I don't know how she's going to react. It means that you have anger problem. And I wish people have people that would just ask somebody, what is in me that you think I should change? If you can ask that question and you are ready to hear. It's not, I don't want you to ask as in a sarcastic way. No, you're asking because you want a change, you want help. It's good to ask such a question once in a while and just, what do you think? And let them give you genuine feedback. Feedback is not bad, it's good. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you definitely next week. Is it next week? Oh, yes, okay. On Tuesday, I'm going to have another, oh my God, domestic violence week. Oh, dear Lord. I actually tried to Google people that have died because of domestic abuse. And Otsinachi was on the number one. She was on the first on the list. And nobody knew she was going through that. And she was still expressing her giftings, her talents. That woman struggled to live. So next week, Tuesday, we're going to have a good time on part two of the domestic violence awareness. I appreciate you for listening to me. I'll see you next week. Okay.